All right, here is our little forecast discussion for Friday. It's the summer solstice. We've made it. It's officially summer, technically. Longest daylight, most direct daylight or sunlight for the northern hemisphere. And oddly enough, it's going to coincide with a warmer period for not just us in central Alabama, but the entire southeast and state of Alabama. And a stretch that we've not seen since really the end of last summer, beginning of the fall. So funny how that works out. We will also throw in their isolated rain chances, but nothing organized. So here we are this morning, our upper air look. Ridge centered right over the Arc-La-Tex region. And this is going to build as we go throughout the day today. So you'll notice where these darker oranges are, the center of that circulation, that's our upper level high. And what that does is that promotes sinking air, and it typically reduces our convection. Remember, convection is rising air. You have that, and it can create those diurnal thunderstorms. So it's not out of the question to have pop-ups over the next several days, but there's nothing organized with this current setup. Let's go into Saturday afternoon. Now that ridge kind of smack over Memphis, West Tennessee, North Mississippi, and again, under northerly flow aloft, this should act to suppress convective activity. For the most part, Saturday might be our lowest rain potential, rain chance of the weekend, at least for the northern half of the state, but all the way down to the wiregrass in some instances as well. As we look ahead to Sunday afternoon, the center of that ridge now shifts over the Ohio Valley, over Lake Erie, over western Pennsylvania, and we will still be under the influence of the ridge, but we're kind of on the southern flank. We'll have an easterly flow aloft, which again, not ideal for convection, but still not that pesky southwesterly setup that we've had. So again, I expect through this period to remain relatively dry. This will also coincide with some of the warmest temperatures for this half of the country. Look at those height values on Monday afternoon for places like Maryland, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. I mean, that's a really warm air mass beneath there. So definitely going to be feeling like summertime. Little changes by Tuesday afternoon. The ridge just regresses, sinks to the south, gets closer to us here. So the heat is not going anywhere through this period. Let's go to the high resolution model later on today. And again, an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible. The HRRR right here is picking up on this little cluster of thunderstorms, perhaps later today, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, certainly a possibility. But again, coverage will not be nearly as substantial as early in the week. Saturday, right around noon, again, very, very small isolated pockets of rain. You have a much better chance of staying dry than seeing rain, but if you get under one of these, you know it's the summertime. Quick downpour, lightning, 20, 30 minutes, and then the sun comes back out and it's muggy as all get out. Saturday afternoon, evening, about 7 o'clock, isolated thunderstorms begin to fizzle, if there are any. And in general, the story is not going to be about the rain, it'll be about the heat. So Friday's highs statewide, or later today statewide, anywhere from 87 to about 94. Warmest temperatures, the southern half of the state, southern third of the state, really. And we'll have a few spots in northern Alabama that stay in the upper 80s. Saturday's highs get a little bit warmer. Now we're talking 90 plus everywhere, and even some mid-90s will be possible in a few spots. Let's take a look at the temperatures in the long range here. So I've just grabbed one model, and this is going to vary, of course, but this gives a rough idea. Sunday afternoon, highs in the mid-90s, heat index factors in the triple digits. Monday afternoon, I think Monday and Tuesday of next week may be the hottest 2 days during this stretch. Again, rain chances remain very isolated. High temperatures will be in the middle 90s. Dew points are going to be in the mid 70s by this point. And with that added moisture, that latent heat, it's a very powerful, energy. It's going to make it feel like we are much hotter at times. Heat index factors 105 plus. And then Tuesday afternoon, same deal. 95, 97 is what this model is depicting. It will not be 100 in Tuscaloosa, no way. But this shows a pattern, a trend to warmer temperatures next week. Speaking of patterns and trends, this is a look at the 8 to 14 day period going all the way up to July 3rd. Again, that ridge likely holding tough across the eastern half of the United States, promoting slightly above average temperatures for us here in Alabama. And as far as rain goes over the next 7 days, look at the Weather Prediction Center's 7-day totals. And again, this is indicative, not of the exact total, but this tells me that, again, daily pop-ups are our biggest issue without really anything more organized the higher rain totals in the southern half of the state have to do with that sea breeze front that brings about a more consistent rain potential. Speaking of the southern half of the state, the Gulf Coast beach forecast today through next Thursday, pretty good beach weather. You've got the chance of thunderstorms every day, but don't you always at the beach? Water temperatures, though, getting warm, 83 to 87 degrees, a bit ahead of schedule as far as timing this time of year. So that's a check of your out the door Friday forecast. Hope you'll have a great day, great weekend ahead.